it. Prescott. There it is. So got it for the touchdown. Jalen Colbert.
Jalen Tolbert with his first touchdown of the 2024 season. That was the Cowboys' second offensive touchdown in the fourth quarter alone. They had 3 total to try to make an effort to come back against the Baltimore Ravens in Week 3, but it was not enough. And the Cowboys falling in AT&T Stadium, 28-25 the final, and they moved to 1-2 heading into Week 4 for the first time since Mike McCarthy's first year as head coach in 2020. It was the same story to this loss as any other loss since the start of the 2023 season. Slow start, penalties delaying drives, run game on both sides of the ball struggling, and having to again rely on Brandon Aubrey's leg to put points on the board. And by the time the Cowboys figured things out, they were down by 22 points. But they showed some fight. We love that, with the help of Kevontae Turpin and Jalen Tolbert emerging as weapons in the passing game. It just wasn't enough.
Just probably my last words, after the prayer before we went out is this, the bags of ice are packed, and it's going to be 4 quarters. Let's take this thing into the final rounds. We felt, just the start was where we needed to get going. They started faster than we did. 6 point at halftime. I know as a offensive play caller, I was frustrated. There's a couple of calls I wish I definitely would have had back. But you got to love the fight and the effort. But our execution is we need to be better. And when I sit up here and talk about all the work we need to do, those are the things I'm referring to. We got a chance. We had a chance here, and they made more key plays than we did. Just based off our big play production, numbers at halftime, we keep track of it. It was +8 and +8, but the score didn't reflect that. And I think clearly the 2-point play, or they got the big takeaway down there in the red area, and so we just had a battle back. You definitely want to get in front of that team. That's a team that plays to their strength and their profile, and aggressive on defense, and got excellent players, excellent coach. But we were not clean enough to get the win today.
Clarence Hill, All City, Dallas. That being said, how demoralizing and frustrating to not be able to continue to not be able to stop the run?
Well, it's our game of the season. Yeah, I think we, definitely the last 2 weeks, it's going to be a clear target on us, and we have to, stop it. And it's going, we got a quick one here, quick turnaround in New York. That's our run defense and the attempts in our run offense we're not clearly on where we need to be right now.
Tim Calishaw, Dallas Morning News. You won the toss and took the ball this week. How much were you counting on the offense scoring some points and kind of setting a tone early in the game?
Yeah, definitely. I was playing to get the lead as fast as we could. That was part of that decision.
And you said you were frustrated as a play caller, but you got CeeDee Lamb with a couple drops and a fumble and a penalty. How far away is he from being the kind of player you need him to be?
Well, I think just like anything, especially a game like today, I think that the most important thing is to look straight in the mirror. We put a lot into this game. Not that we don't put into it every week. Our practice, sometimes your preparation is really good and you don't play as well as you like, and there's times where your preparation is not very good and you play better than you thought. And I think clearly this week our preparation was pretty much in line with the way we played. So this group works hard. I do. I truly love the locker room. They got a ton of fight, but we're going through some growing pains. So we need to continue to grow and get ready for this game in New York.
A lot of looking in the mirror and some soul searching to do ahead of this Cowboys matchup against the Giants on Thursday. And it'll start with this Mike Zimmer defense. They're looking to start how they finished in Week 3 against the Baltimore Ravens, holding the Ravens to just 1 offensive touchdown the entire second half. But what went wrong in the first half? I'll be back with some answers.
Dallas Cowboys Flashback, powered by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, and by Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys.
Get into the eye here. Henry's sweet spot right off the gut. Derrick Henry. zone. He's in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
I mean, it's one thing to dominate a team, but it's another thing to dominate a team that passed up on the opportunity of picking you up in free agency. Derrick Henry absolutely standing on business against the Cowboys. He finished with 25 carries for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not one, but 2. But it wasn't just Henry. How about the 2023 MVP Lamar Jackson rushing for 87 yards and a touchdown? The Ravens mixed things up so well with a little bit of inside zone. They attacked the edges. I mean, it looked just like the Saints with different uniforms on. And the Cowboys just could not adjust. But even with the struggles, the Cowboys defense did just enough in the second half to give the offense a chance, and it just came down to one play. Couldn't give the Cowboys back the ball on the offense for a shot to win the game, but the Ravens convert and call game. DeMarcus Lawrence not holding back from his frustrations.
I mean, of course it's frustrating. If you don't love the game, it won't be frustrating. But, I know the men in this room love the game. That's why you've seen the difference in the, second half of cleaning up, our mistakes in the first half. So, man, we just got to put it all together, come together as a team and, get back on track.
What makes it so?
What you think? The losing, not having our stuff together on defense where we're playing 11-man football. It's all frustrating. Having a game plan but not following the game plan. It's just small things. So, once we get out of playing Little League football and get back to playing pro football, we'll be all right. Play pro football. Do what your coaches teach you to do. Play your gaps, play your blocks, stay in your gap. And I'm included in this. I'm not excluded from this at all. And it's just the small things that we got to get back to, and we'll do it this week.
I mean, the same thing. I think right now we got people just trying to be Superman. People just got to own their jobs, bro. We don't need everyone to be Superman. We don't need no Superman at all. We just need 11 guys playing together. And right now, they're just not in unison. I mean, when you're preaching something all week, everyone's in the locker room saying we're going to do what we got to do, and everyone's going to be accountable. And when you come out, you're just like probably getting gas. You're not being accountable, not separate. It's just like the game don't come down to that third down. If we do what we're supposed to do, we win the game. It's just like, at what cost are we just going to keep doing this to ourselves?
Did they do anything different?
They did exactly what I expected. Motion to 42, they're going to run to 42, Ricard. I mean, it's plain as day. I mean, we know when it's true pass set. Them guys is in damn near 4-point stands coming up the ball. So it's just like, at one point, are we just going to knuckle up and just play?
17 missed tackles from this Dallas Cowboys defense. That's the most by any defense this 2024 season. And by the way, 12 of those were forced by Derrick Henry. So this Dallas Cowboys defense is safe to say they feel like they got punched in the mouth by the Baltimore Ravens. But this offense, you cannot let them slide either. But what's it going to take for the offense to come out throwing the punches out the gate? That's up next here on Cowboys Flashback.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Somehow, some way, teams continue to find their identities against the Dallas Cowboys. The Baltimore Ravens passing defense came in ranked 26th in the NFL. Certainly didn't look like it on the field on Sunday against the Cowboys. And on paper, the Cowboys certainly had the advantage. It just didn't reflect on the field. The Ravens DBs covered every pass catcher like a glove, forcing Dak to throw in tight windows, and the Cowboys were held to 32 rushing yards the entire first half. This offense didn't come alive until 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it was Kevontae Turpin time, and he delivered. I caught up with him post-game about the challenges this offense had up until then, and here's what he had to say.
I really just say, man, we ain't had no fight. We ain't really had no fight, and I just feel like coming in with the offside kick, that's when, the energy picked up. All the guys knew we had something to fight for. But I feel like, man, we should have just doing it the whole fourth quarter. It don't matter, offside kick to get us jumping. We should be like that from the start.
19 points scored in the fourth quarter. What was the message for you guys heading into that quarter?
Man, really just, keep have faith in ourselves, man. Just do what we been doing since training camp. Believe in each other, believe whoever we in gonna make a play. And I just feel like that's what we did going to the fourth quarter.
The ability to finally score some points, get on the board. What did that tell you guys moving forward for this team?
Man, just pretty much, man. Anybody can go out there and make a play, man, on this offense. And it don't matter who getting the ball. And I just feel like, man, with the play calling, man, everybody should. It should be all right, man. No matter who it out there, just call the play and just rely on deck to make the right call.
You specifically, you've been continuing to prove that you deserve more snaps within this offense, and you showed that specifically in the fourth quarter, a touchdown with under 3 minutes left to go, and also the seam read when you bent inside the safety. Just talk about what you saw in that play.
Pretty much on the touchdown, we knew that we were going to go cover one, deck check to the corner route. I knew I was going to be have a good leverage on the safety. I ran a great route. He threw a great ball, back shoulder ball. We practiced that since Oxnard, man. Great to make a play.
The Giants on Thursday now, what's the message for this team going forward?
Man, believe in ourselves, man. Just every day come out here, have a great practice. It's starting now. We know what. Just by the fourth quarter, we know what we can do, in this league with the teams. And I just feel like, man, we should, just keep faith in ourselves and just, stay positive.
Talk about what you guys can do in this league. What does that look like?
Man, winning. We can win no matter who out there, no matter who we going against, no matter who out there, no matter the name, nothing. I just feel like, man, we can win if we go out there and play how we do it in training camp days. Just go out there and play.
Lastly, what's something that you guys are looking forward to clean the most out of and moving forward as well?
I really just pretty much say execution, man. It started at practice, Execute our plays, I just feel like we'll be all right,
The Dallas Cowboys looking to use that juice they had in the fourth quarter against the Giants on Thursday, but there's some things they've got to clean up. Starting with penalties, they kept them behind the sticks and delayed some crucial drives against the Ravens, but also the protection as well. Dak was sacked 3 times. Once again, that's now back-to-back games. Dak was sacked 3 times. But also, we've got to remember there's 2 rookies starting on the offensive line, so there's some growing pains with that. You got to give them a little grace, but the grace only lasts for so long. But now there were plays left on the field, crucial plays that could have had a different outcome for this Cowboys matchup against the Ravens in week 3. Which one was ultimately the game changer, though? George Teague comes on the show to break it all down up next.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Not much good coming out of Sunday's loss to the Baltimore Ravens outside of the fight the Dallas Cowboys put up in the fourth quarter. 19 points scored for this Dallas Cowboys offense in the fourth quarter, trying to obviously find some life and get this win, but unfortunately they fall up short. We've got George Teague in here to break down some of the game-changing plays from this Dallas Cowboys offense. And when you talk about the opportunities this Cowboys team had, the first half, there were certainly some. Let's go ahead and run the tape. We've got CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb obviously missing out on training camp this summer. Dak finds CeeDee Lamb, and it is stripped. The fumble, the Cowboys had an opportunity to go and score in the red zone. 0-3 in the red zone in week 2. Struggled in the first half again. I mean, outside of that fumble, what went wrong, George?
Well, first of all, when you're talking about the red zone, we've already been talking about the woes that we have, right? And so when you get down here, you can't turn the ball over at all. So let's take a look at this really quick. I want to make sure that you see where CeeDee Lamb is and understanding that he has a great area of the field to work in. He's going to work a slant route right into this area right here where he has a lot of space, okay? So when you see this, you can see that he does a tremendous job of creating a little bit of separation between him and the corner, Nate Wiggins, to get right in that hole and catch the ball. Now, he gets a little ambitious. As defensive backs, we get nervous and anxious, and we want to try to take the ball away because they're getting too close to the goal line. So that's actually what happened.
You talk about nervous, though. That's a $34 million a year, man. You got to catch that ball. You got to contain that ball. But when you talk about the tight windows Dak Prescott had to throw in, he had to find open receivers. Part of the sticks, in front of the sticks, 13 of his 30 attempts, and that's second highest in the NFL. Is this just an issue with the wide receivers not being able to get open, or is this just good coverage from this defense?
Well, if you go back, I'll show you on this play just a little bit here to the other angle. You can see that when he has tight windows that he's trying to throw the ball to, it makes it very difficult for the quarterback to try to put that in there. It's a little bit different than what it was last year because the windows were a little bit more open. This was a tremendous throw that he had to him. You can see here that the only issue, that we really had was this ball right here. He never actually tucked the ball away. So we're always taught to go ahead and pull it in underneath your arms, protect it. You can see he has it in both hands, and it's an easy knockout by Nate Wiggins, okay? So this is not a Dak issue at all. This is something that receivers and running backs, anybody that's holding the ball, understand that you got to put it high and tight, as they say, cover the top of the ball, put it on your forearm, put it in your chest, and get it in here. You can't run out with the ball like this.
And that was 7 points left off the field in the first half. Then you talk about the 2-point conversions in the fourth quarter. That's another 4. So that's 11 points off the field. This could have been a whole different outcome. Moving forward, how much obviously needs to be preached in terms of keeping and taking care of the football?
Well, it's super, super important on what you do with taking care of the football, because when you look statistically, when you lose the turnover battle, your percentage of losing the game goes up drastically. So even if it's only one turnover and the other team has 0, it changes the game like by 75%, something crazy, and if you do it two turnovers, then it goes up even more. So it has to be preached about taking care of the football.
Got to take care of the football, got to find some identity in this run game, got to clean up some things defensively. There's a whole lot of cleaning up they got to do heading into Thursday's game against the Giants. But we got another Thursday night football game on Thursday. We're going to get you ready for that up next here on Cowboys Flashback.
To watch more Dallas Cowboys content on your connected TV, download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. Dallas Cowboys Flashback, powered by Reliant, was brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, and by Reliant, an NRG company.
The 8-month holdout for CeeDee Lamb is now catching up to him slowly. Back-to-back games where he's struggled, but in particular with the Baltimore Ravens, 4 catches on 7 targets, 67 yards, and a crucial fumble inside the 10. The chemistry between him and Dak has not been up to par, but here Dak Prescott was asked about it in postgame. Here's what he had to say.
Sajis of The Athletic. Dak, with body language and CeeDee's body language, how do you balance the passion that he shows versus making sure like he doesn't get too down either on himself or on the offense as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, reading body language, I'm not really into it. I'm just into making sure he doesn't get down on himself. The body language, whether it's good, it's bad, it's irrelevant. It's where his mind is. And so he's going to be disappointed when you're passionate, when you expect a lot from yourself. You're going to be that way. So for me, it's about just letting him know, hey, next play, wipe it clean. Who cares what happened when you have an opportunity to go fix it this next play or make a better play? So if you're sitting in that, dwelling on that, your mind's not in the right place to move forward. So for me, it's about just always talking to not only him, but the other guys of, don't dwell. You don't have time to dwell. You look at the way that game ended, and I feel like if we don't dwell in different places on offense, it's a different game, obviously, and who knows, one 2-point conversion away from a tie game and a red zone trip away from a different ending to that game. So that's my point, is you can't dwell. Things happen fast in this league, and you always have an opportunity. You always have a chance as long as there's times and as long as you have the ball.
Well, bring out the brooms because there's a lot to clean up for the Dallas Cowboys heading into their matchup against the New York Giants in MetLife Stadium on Thursday. It's a Thursday night kickoff at 7:15 on Fox. But now they're just trying to add another win to that win column. The Cowboys with 6 straight wins against the Giants. The last trip to New York, it was a 40-0 beatdown. Kickoff again starts at 7:15. Hopefully the offense and defensive struggles are cleaned up. We know one thing, Brandon Aubrey will not be an area of concern, nailing the 65-yard field goal, the longest in Cowboys franchise history. But we'll be looking forward to this offense and defense finding their way on Thursday.